Yeah, it's Dave Purchase here, Guitar Stand Guitars with the Hofner Senator Bass, repair, refurb, clean. I do a few Hofners. Actually, the last one I got was in a horrendous condition, with the neck glued on with araldite and a big plate at the back. This isn't anywhere like that. So what we got here, as I say, is Hofner Senator Bass, about 1970 from the owner we know, and certainly it's not likely to be before that, because this arrow inlay I think was introduced 1969-70. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's correct. Thus that dates it to earliest that, and we think it is about that age. The first thing I do is have a really good look at, the condition, just a general cosmetic condition, and it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, we've got cracking and marbling with age, but that's adds to the beauty. I would never ever ask anybody to refinish that, because that sort of aging is actually very attractive anyway, and it shows that by natural aging that's what's happened. But no problems with the front, no problems with the back or the neck. In terms of its cosmetic look, yeah, it's good. It's good. The inlays are coming away at the top here. They just need repositioning and gluing. There's a ferrule missing there, and obviously it's very dirty at the top. But as I say, it needs an incredibly good clean, this guitar, and you go about that via, in a little way, like they do paint restoring. You use paintbrush and some very light cleaning material which wouldn't damage this finish, and you'd work on the top here to remove all the dirt. The fretboard's very, very dry, so we'll need successive oiling to get it back to where it was. The frets are actually in really good condition. The nut is pretty well screwed and needs replacing. It's obviously a 0 fret job on these things, but the nut itself is mashed to bits and needs replacing. So the next thing is, okay, the metal parts of the guitar are rusting a little and pitted, certainly in grey, and with how much I clean those up, it'll be a bit of trial and error and see how good I can get them to improve. It, just like the machine heads, will need taking to bits and cleaning and oiling and so on. But generally the condition, yeah, is not bad at all. So the next thing is the actual structure of the thing, and there is evidence at the back of very slight neck slip under here, just a very slight thing. Get my fingernail in there. It slipped slightly, and that will have a little effect on the action, but not enough really to make serious problems. So I should be able to take that out by doing other things to compensate for that. But saying the action, when I first saw this guitar, the action is huge. I can get my fingers right under those strings, and I looked at the bridge quickly when I picked it up and thought, well, the bridge is right down, so we must have some serious problems here. So the first thing to do was to look at the relief in the neck, which I did, and true, yeah, there's a quite a relief in that needs to come out. And the process for that, by the way, would be, because truss rods in Hofner's were not really that brilliant, so I'm not going to just rack the truss rod up because I don't know how stiff it is or whatever. So I would heat this a bit and gently try and take out the bend and pull up the truss rod as I'm doing it. But it's a bit of trial and error. You have to do it 2 or 3 times to get it right, but that's probably what I'd do for that. However, when I was thinking, why is the action so high, I suddenly looked at the bridge, and it's actually a 6-string Hofner bridge that they've put on here. It's not a bass bridge, so that's higher anyway. So that explains to an extent why we've got such a high action. We've got the wrong bridge on here. So obviously I'm going to replace that bridge, but initially to test the action height I'm just going to stick a bit of wood under there about the height of what the bridge would be, and then I'll get an idea of the playability. But that's, you know, I only just noticed after been playing around with it. In terms of the electrics, these are absolutely ram jam solid. So I'll keep obviously the knobs and the pointers, rip out all the rest. I can't tell you at this stage whether the pickup works because of the knobs and everything else. I haven't tested it yet, so the next stage will be to lift out the pickup and get a meter on it. Also, somebody seems to have filled this with sheet wool. Obviously their idea would have been to muffle the feedback. Don't know whether it worked or not, but I'll have to take all that out. So once we've done all that, if the pickup doesn't work, I can either rewind it or we can get a replacement. I mean, the last Senator I didn't have a pickup when it came, and we did manage to get a very good replacement for it. So basically, yeah, that's the process. Next job is to take all the strings off, everything off, hardware, machine heads, pickups, controls, the lot, and then I'm going to start cleaning everything. Previous actually to ripping everything up, as I say, I'm going to put a piece of wood under there and just check the playability on a lower action. But when we've done all that, I start cleaning the guitar as well. Obviously then we start oiling the fretboard, just to give it a bit of subtlety, and then I'm going to want to get a replacement bridge, and I'm going to want to start working on the relief of the neck, and that's the thing I want to do first, really, so that I know that bit's sorted. And then if I have to compensate by taking a little bit off the bridge just because there's a very slight neck slip, then I can start working on that. Obviously rewire everything, put everything back together. But this is the first of a series of videos just to show you this is how it's come in, and I shall post different ones on my Facebook page, which is The Guitar Man, on my YouTube page, which is Blues Belly, and I will post regular updates. Any comments from anybody, I'm most welcome. The more information you can throw at me, the better. There would have been, I think, a pickguard on here as well, and I don't think we have evidence of where it was. We don't have one, so again we'll have to either get one, but I do know some people who specialise in Hofner parts, people, associates of mine, and if we can't get one, we'll make one. So there it is, folks. Hofner Senator Bass, in for repair, refurb, clean, setup. Keep your eye on how it goes. Any comments, most welcome. Dave Purchase, Garstand Guitars. Thanks for watching.